I just recorded my review and I completely forgot to say this. Thank you for 16,000 subscribers. Honestly, to hit 16,000 subscribers on such a day, it's just beautiful. You know, you have 16K and plus the best episode in all of Boruto. It can't get any better than that. So anyway, thank you guys. I love you all. And let's get into the episode review. Wow, I actually don't know how to start this review. It's strange because I reviewed this anime 64 times. And here I am for the 65th time. And I'm speechless. I'm honestly speechless. This episode was just beautiful. Like, I'm speechless, yo. I don't know how to start this video. Let's just roll the intro. This fight might just be the best fight in all of Naruto. Now, let me explain. When it comes to fights, I think, just like me, most people look for the emotional impact, right? That's why most of us enjoy fights such as Kakashi versus Obito, Naruto versus Sasuke. My personal favorite Naruto fight is Naruto versus Sasuke at the end of part 1. You know, Naruto versus Pain. You have these two persons and we have their clash, right? The clash of their ideals and all that. But I'm actually referring to the actual combat, to the animation, to the taijutsu, to fighting choreography. When it comes to that, I genuinely think that this is the best fight in all of Naruto. And another one that's not mentioned too often is Sasuke versus Deidara, but that's again because there wasn't enough emotional impact in that fight. In this fight, there was a lot of impact, but not directly between Momoshiki and the characters that he was fighting against. But as I said, in terms of fighting, in my opinion, this is the best fight in all of Naruto. And if you disagree with me, it's completely fine. This is my opinion. I just thought that the tactical aspect of this fight and some of the things that were shown, especially the animation, I just thought that it was out of this world. Another important thing that I want to mention is that this soundtrack throughout this episode, especially that soundtrack that played during the fight, it was amazing. You know, it just enhanced the viewing experience in my eyes. And I mean, before filming this review, I rewatched this episode 2 times. But anyway, before I get into the juicy stuff that happened near the end of the episode, let's just quickly, I guess, run through this, because most of the episode was just pure fighting. And you guys know me. When it comes to fights, I don't have much to say except, I don't know, I liked it, right? I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna dissect the tactics used in the fight. I mean, you're not stupid. You have it in the episode, right? So anyway, let's just say this. At the start, obviously, the Kages were knocked out. Momoshiki is super overpowered. It's not even normal, right? He literally beats 4 Kage in less than a minute. And you clearly see Boruto's reaction. He was like, what the fuck? Did he just, knock out all of them? And then after that, he kind of destroys Naruto and Sasuke for a bit. There was this great moment where Boruto screams, "Dad!" That was really impactful. And one thing that you gotta understand is that Sasuke used his Rinnegan, and because of that, he was weakened. And also, it was stated by Momoshiki that he took half of Naruto's chakra when he was absorbing him, right? Well, the Nine-Tailed chakra. So both Naruto and Sasuke were weaker than usual, right? Than usually. And anyway, I just want to quickly answer one question that I got a lot of times in the past, I guess, couple of days. People ask me, has Naruto lost 50% of his power forever? No, it was just chakra. He's going to get it back. And he didn't lose 50% of his chakra. It's not the same like when, Naruto and Sasuke fought, because at the time, Sasuke literally, he took, apart from all the other tailed beasts' chakra, he took half of Kurama, right? And at that point, Naruto had only 50% of his power, and then later on, he got it, right? And in this case, as I said, it was just chakra, right? The full 9 tails is there, everything is normal. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, anyway, throughout this fight, you can clearly see the chemistry between Sasuke and Naruto, how they help each other. At one point, Naruto kind of saves Sasuke, then Sasuke later on tells him, I'm gonna give you some Susanoo power. And it's just satisfying because for so many episodes, Naruto was trying to reach out to Sasuke. He was trying to get him out of the darkness that he was in, right? And finally seeing them interacting normally. I mean, we've been seeing this throughout the Boruto series, but I'm just saying it was like really emphasizing this fight, like the bond, the chemistry between the two best friends. And as a huge Naruto fan, it's just it touches me, right? It touches my heart, and yeah, I'm speechless. I get some huge Naruto and Sasuke versus Zabuza vibes in this fight. They already referenced that once in Boruto, when Sarada and Boruto were fighting against Kagemasa. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, they can reference it 10 more times in the Boruto series. It's just nostalgic, and it's just fucking beautiful. Anyway, after some fighting, Naruto and Sasuke were able to overpower Momoshiki. Then we see Katasuke and his, I guess, colleague or whatever. They kind of sneaked into this dimension when Sasuke opened the portal, right? And anyway, Katasuke wanted to finish off Momoshiki with the scientific ninja tool. And obviously he fucked up everything, and Momoshiki just absorbed it. He complimented the scientific ninja tool. He compared it to the pills that he was eating, right? But yeah, he basically states it's inferior to my power, basically, and that's completely obvious. But anyway, he fires all these jutsus at everybody, and he uses Nara clan's jutsu, right? And everybody was trapped. And anyway, we have this moment where Boruto has to save the day, and he thinks about a conversation that he had with Sasuke about Boruto's ninja way, and it shows that Boruto still doesn't have a properly defined ninja way. Obviously, by the short clip that we got at the end of the 65th episode, so episode 66 preview, we can clearly see that, Boruto is finally gonna say it, his ninja way, in that episode. But this episode is just the start. He realized it, and he basically says, I need to believe in Sasuke because he believed in me, something like that. And anyway, he uses the Vanishing Rasengan, and he manages to hit Momoshiki. Now, this is huge because all of us thought, well, we didn't think this way. It was stated, actually, that, I think in the movie or something like that basically Boruto subconsciously adds wind to the Rasengan, and thus makes it into a Vanishing Rasengan. But this is something new. It's basically stated that he adds lightning release subconsciously, and that's how the Vanishing Rasengan works. Now, when Boruto threw the Vanishing Rasengan in front of Sasuke when he was training a couple of episodes ago, I don't think there was any lightning there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but what if... I don't know, I'm confused. So it looks like it's lightning. Could it be that he somehow adds both wind and lightning? I don't know, but yeah, it's just the way it is. And if you think about it, this is mad because Kakashi, the 6th Hokage, failed to add lightning release to the Rasengan, which is why he created the Chidori, right? Lightning blade, whatever. And for many months, I even did a video about this last summer. People always ask me, do you think Boruto is going to get the Chidori? I always tell them, no, why would he need the Chidori? He's going to add lightning release to the Rasengan one day. And it's literally here. This is it. This is lightning style Rasengan. Another confirmation that he won't get the Chidori. First of all, he doesn't have the Sharingan. Second of all, he just added lightning release to the Rasengan, right? But anyway, I don't know. I don't know if this is somehow connected to the Jogan. Obviously, Jogan still wasn't activated at that point. But I don't know. For many, many months, people are speculating that because of the fact that he has the Jogan, he sends it to a different dimension. The Rasengan. Because if you remember the Nue arc, a lot of us speculated that Boruto was the one who teleported the Nue, even though some people say that Nue teleported itself, but I still think it's Boruto. And even then, there was some lightning coming out of Boruto's eye, and obviously now, the Rasengan lightning and all that. As I said, many people speculated that he used to send Rasengan to a different dimension with the Jogan, and then the Rasengan would return. This is kind of strange because Jogan would logically activate during all of this, but maybe that's not the case. Now, then again, this was easily debunked by the fact that we knew that he adds wind to the Rasengan, and then the Rasengan disappears. And I don't know. I'm just so fucking confused. I have one possible solution, which could be wrong, but I'm just gonna present the idea. What if the Vanishing Rasengan is actually Boruto adding wind release, right? And then it looks like the Rasengan vanished, but it's still there. But against Momoshiki, it was lightning because it was triggering some of Jogan's abilities, because we already saw lightning coming out of Jogan. And let me explain. Momoshiki is a fucking god. If that was just some regular wind release added to the Rasengan, I feel like he would still be able to see it, even though it's invisible to the naked eye. But this way, and it makes sense, because later on he was like, it makes sense, you have the powers of the Otsutsuki, right? But in this case, it was Jogan, right? It wasn't just a simple Vanishing Rasengan. Jogan influenced it somehow, because Boruto was in this dimension of Momoshiki. He was interacting with him for so much. Obviously, later on, the Jogan activated. I could be 100% wrong, but I don't know. It's confusing. It's confusing because earlier it was fucking wind style being added to the Rasengan, and now all of a sudden it's lightning. And I feel like if it was just regular, lightning added to the Rasengan, I still feel like a god should be able to see it, even though it's invisible to the naked eye. But yeah, anyway, let me know what you think about this. I really hate it when certain stuff is explained differently, I don't know, in manga, anime, movie, stuff like that. But anyway, I think one thing that we can all agree on is that Boruto, the anime, is the most canon Boruto thing. I'm not saying fuck the manga, fuck the novels and all that, but like there are some changes, obviously, and I feel like, the anime expands upon the manga. It adds new material. It's, I think, better than the manga, because it adds more. And I feel like the most canon thing about Boruto is the anime. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Anyway, I guess saves Naruto, Sasuke, and the others by the fact that he used the Vanishing Rasengan. And later on, Sasuke explains, what Boruto did. And there was this hilarious reaction from Naruto and Boruto when they were both surprised. Naruto was like, "You cheeky brat." And obviously Boruto was like, "I don't even know how I did this." Overall, a couple of really enjoyable character interactions. And after that comes the best part of the episode. So first of all, Naruto basically tells Boruto to prepare for another Rasengan. Boruto's insecure, and then obviously Naruto helps him with the Vanishing Rasengan. But before I get into that and the big emotional moment, there's this part where basically Sasuke says this is our last chance. He triggers the fuck out of Momoshiki. He uses his Rinnegan ability. Excuse me once again. And by the way, is it just me, or is like Sasuke using his Rinnegan ability to switch himself, an object? That's one of the most satisfying jutsus in all of Naruto. It just looks so cool in the sound effect. Anyway, he triggers Momoshiki, right? Sasuke's out of the fight. And we see this moment where Boruto charges in at Momoshiki and he uses his clones and the Jogan activates. And I feel like it was because of Jogan that at one point Boruto, I don't want to say like he obviously didn't do shit, but at one point he dodged Momoshiki's punch easily, and it feels like if he was more experienced with the Jogan, he could have obliterated him with the taijutsu. Because as I said, Jogan activated for a couple of moments, and he was able to dodge a taijutsu fist from a god. And there's this great facial expression from Momoshiki when he was super surprised when he saw that. Anyway, Boruto's clones are destroyed and all that, and later on we have the giant Rasengan thing. And obviously this was very, very emotional. You see Jiraiya, Minato, Kushina, you see Neji, Hinata, Sasuke, right? And before I get into how I felt about that, I know that a lot of people were complaining about the fact that Iruka wasn't there. I can completely understand, but this is how I see it. Jiraiya, Minato, and Kushina were there because they are dead. And they were there because they were dead, basically. It wasn't their literal spirits, but I think that was the reason why they were there. And Hinata and Sasuke are obviously very important in Boruto's life, and which is why he recognized them inside of Naruto's chakra. Because if you follow that logic, why wasn't Kakashi there? He's also very important to Naruto. And as I said, as I implied, Iruka wasn't there because he is alive. He isn't gone. And obviously, Kakashi as well, he's alive, which is why he wasn't there. Again, Naruto and Sasuke and Hinata were there, in my opinion, because they're super important to Boruto. That's how I saw it. But later on, we saw Naruto and pretty much all of his friends behind him, and Iruka was there. So yeah. And there's this scene where Boruto pretty much kind of cries because of Naruto. He realizes that this Rasengan is so heavy, and he wonders, like, how did it get so heavy? And obviously, in the last episode, Naruto and Boruto talked about the fact that Naruto has a lot of stories to tell to his son. And it's a beautiful moment where, Boruto and Naruto are bonding. And 65 episodes, and the conflict between Naruto and Boruto, the main conflict, is solved. And, all these episodes that had that slice of life vibe that, kind of... all those episodes that went deep into Boruto's character, everything paid off now. And just seeing Boruto overpowering Momoshiki's, I guess, not Rasengan, but Momoshiki's red ball thing, it was just beautiful to watch. And Momoshiki couldn't believe that he lost. At one point, he was like, I am Momoshiki Otsutsuki, there's no way I'm going to lose. But no, he lost. And after that comes the famous prophecy. Ever since I read the 10th chapter of the Boruto manga, I have been waiting to see this animated. And obviously it was changed from the manga slightly, but the main point, like, is the same pretty much. I cannot believe. Guys, this prophecy that Boruto's eyes will take away everything from him one day is huge. It completely changes everything and tells you that Boruto's life is going to be tragic. What does everything mean? It could be his parent, it could be Hinata, it could be Naruto, it could be his sister, it could be all of his friends, it could be literally everybody. The word everything, it can mean a lot of things, but it definitely refers to at least one significant death. And I'm pretty sure of it. And, just seeing Momoshiki and Boruto in that time space or whatever, I mean, I don't even know what that was. But anyway, it was just so epic. The colors, the sound effect in the background. I don't know if it was a soundtrack or just a sound effect for a moment. I don't really remember. But it gave me the chills. I watched that part a couple of times. Anyway, Momoshiki was kind of surprised that, Boruto could sense him, right? That he could feel his presence. And then he explained that Boruto strongly inherited the power of the Otsutsuki, which just shows you the scale of this fucking story and everything that's going to happen in the future with the Otsutsuki clan later on. The Ka organization is going to get introduced. If you follow only the anime of Boruto, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but you will see in the near future, hopefully. And there are so many questions about the Jogan, about Momoshiki. How powerful is the Jogan? Does that mean that some stronger members of the Otsutsuki clan have the Jogan? I don't know. Obviously, Urashiki, when he was talking to Tsunade, mentioned that, Tsunade did something to Boruto, and everybody was like, okay, he gave him the Jogan. I still don't think that he gave him the Jogan, because I don't think that a blind Tsunade on the moon would be able to give such a godly thing to Boruto just like that. I feel like he did something else to Boruto, and I think that something was the fact that he warned Boruto about his fate, because Tsunade was the one who said, your eye will either save this world or it will fuck it up. And obviously, according to Momoshiki's words, and according to the first episode of Boruto where Kawaki and Boruto are fighting, it's gonna be destruction, let's be honest. Which doesn't mean that after destruction, Boruto won't fix everything. I'm just saying he's going to lose everything, and you see what happens in the first episode. I mean, the Hokage stone faces were never destroyed in all of Naruto, and against Kawaki, when Boruto's fighting against Kawaki, they are destroyed. So that's a big thing there. And anyway, a couple of you, I'm sure, missed this, but Boruto gets the seal. You can clearly see it on his palm. You have to pause it at that point because you can barely see it, but it's the same seal that you see in the first episode of the Boruto series when he's fighting against Kawaki. We even know the name. The name is the Karma Seal. It was revealed in the manga. I don't consider this as a spoiler because it's just the name. Like, I'm not gonna tell you the abilities or anything like that or how it activates, but basically it's the karma seal. You know, when Momoshiki and Boruto were talking, Momoshiki touches Boruto's right arm, I guess, and that's where he gets the seal on his palm. He even tells him those who defeat gods can't be normal, ordinary people anymore. And all of this is super important for the rest of the series. This episode, apart from the fact that it probably had the best fight in all of Naruto, in my opinion, it had two iconic moments. The big Rasengan and, you know, the scene where Boruto gets the karma seal. Those scenes are just legendary. They will go down as some of the most important scenes in the entire Naruto franchise. And honestly, episode 65, it's not even fair to give it 10 out of 10. I feel like it deserves more. Definitely the best episode of the Boruto series so far, and my personal favorite because of the impact that it had, you know, the emotional impact on me at least, because you see Boruto finally acknowledging that he has a ninja way, because of the fact that his conflict with Naruto is resolved, because of the fact that he acknowledged that Sasuke believed in him, because of the karma seal scene. The fact that Momoshiki said, yo, you inherited the power of the Otsutsuki, you know, Jogan activated again. And even the ending of Boruto was different, because obviously Boruto ending 6th made its debut in the last episode, I think, which is episode 64. And here, the visuals were a bit different. Some new things were added. I suggest you to watch it. It was even better right now. I don't know if they're going to keep this second version of the ending until the end of the series. I mean, not until the end of the series, but, you know, as long as they use this ending, I wonder if they're going to use the first version of the second version. I don't know. But anyway, perfect episode. I'm definitely going to, you know, make separate videos talking about some things about this episode more in depth in the coming days, weeks, whatever. Anyway, that was your boy Hokage. It's written this link in the description below. Let me know what you think about this beautiful episode in the comment section of this video. Also, link to my second channel where I talk about other anime/manga will be in the description. Once again, thank you for 16,000 subscribers. That was your boy Hokage. If you're new to this channel and if you're into Boruto, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.